Welcome back, everybody, to the Dog House. First thing first, you must wipe off your feet before you step into the Dog House. Um, we back, man, and we talking about Dane Key and Zachariah Branch again, man. And this is pretty much the topic that's been going around the SEC, going around college football. That we're just trying to see who's coming to Georgia, man. And could both of these guys land? I think for the most part, I think both of these guys could land. So here's the thing, though. First thing first, let me get this out of the way. So I I saw earlier today that Eric Singleton Jr. finally commit to a program in the SEC. He finally commit, and that team was Auburn, and that was surprising to me. I was highly surprised that he committed to Auburn or transferred to Auburn. Um, Auburn, I saw maybe one article where Auburn was in the mix of things, but outside of that, I didn't see Auburn really being the team that he would commit to. Um, Shabazz, what's up, man? What's good? But yeah, I didn't know that Auburn would be the team that he would commit to. But with Auburn not being on that, being really talked about and being in the mix of things as far as college football, you know, I could kind of see them trying to get a guy like him. I obviously thought that he would come to Georgia, especially with our wide receiver core being the way it's been. But it is what it is, man. He negotiated his deal. He said he wanted a meal or better, and Auburn probably gave him that meal. They feel like they want to get back up in it, so it is what it is. Shabazz said it was the money. It definitely was the money, Shabazz. Like it was obviously the money, and I feel like Georgia probably didn't want to pay him that money just due to the simple fact that you already paying Carson Beck and whomever over there at Georgia. We don't really know their contracts or what they money looking like over there. I ain't pocket watching or nothing, but I'm pretty sure it's more than one player at Georgia getting paid a meal or better, or over a meal. So at the end of the day, I could understand why he would go somewhere where they actually giving him what he expect or feel like he's worth. And Auburn felt like, hey man, we need a guy, and they decided to run with it. So kudos to Auburn and kudos to Eric Singleton Jr. for negotiating that deal with Auburn. And if he got that meal or whatever, kudos to him, man. I'm no hater, man. Go where you feel like you're worth the money, or you know what I mean. So it is what it is at the end of the day. Um, what should I say? So Beck has officially said that this is his last year. It's Gunner's time. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I think we all saw it coming. I mean, he still had eligibility, but I think we all saw it coming just due to the fact that if you're really looking at it, as a whole, don't no quarterback want to risk an injury going into the NFL. You know what I mean? Like, don't no quarterback want to risk going into the NFL on with an injury, either getting the injury even worse going into the NFL, going into the draft. So I saw that coming. I think we all did see it coming, and a lot of the fan base wanted this to happen. So I mean, majority of the fan base, hey man, you got what you wanted. You got a different quarterback. Be happy, be glad, and hopefully he does well. Obviously, I want him to see him do well. Obviously, we all haven't seen enough, but at the same time, it is what it is. We got a new quarterback, and hopefully we can expect good things from Gunner Stockton. Uh, Shout out to him too. But like I say, man, shout out to Eric Singleton and Auburn for landing Eric Singleton. Like I say, hopefully he got his money and got what he felt like he deserved. Shout out to him. But let's get back to Dane Key and Zachariah Branch. So we've been hearing just a ton of stuff when it comes to Dane Key and Zachariah Branch. Like, it's just, in my opinion, it's just been a lot of talk. It's no real insider saying much. It's just a whole lot of talk. Oh, will they come to Georgia, or will they go here, or will they go there? I think for Dane Key, his top five schools was um, Oregon, Nebraska, uh, South Carolina, Georgia. Yeah, I think that was the list that I had. I think that I seen. Um, but they speaking highly about him coming to Georgia. I think as far as Zachariah, Zachariah, as far as the insider, Pete Nakos. Now, Pete Nakos is an insider for On Three, and he seemed like he know what he's saying. He talking about. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. He seemed like he know what he talking about because I talked about this in a couple of lives ago about how he talked to Eric Singleton and they was texting each other, and Eric Singleton was like he didn't want to come to Georgia, and Eric Singleton did not transfer to Georgia. So Pete Nakos might be a valuable source. You know what I mean? A credible source far as what I've seen these last couple of weeks. But the good thing about Zachariah Branch, man, Zachariah Branch is they actually predicting him to come to Georgia, but he's wanting a deal, a duo deal with him and his brother. Now, for those who don't know, his brother is Zion Branch. He's a safety. I think he's 6'2", 210 pounds, and they saying that they're predicted to come to Georgia. They saying that they expect it to come, I guess, before Christmas or on Christmas Day. So we only got 4 days until the portal closes on the 28th. So they saying that both of those two are expected to commit to Georgia. I guess they trying to go with each other. They don't want to one be over here and the other be over here, which is cool. Like that's cool to see two brothers, hold it down on a team. We seen that with Dion them, right? So King Brian stepped in and said, "Go Dogs." Shabazz, who is the quarterback named Air Nolan? Who is this quarterback named Air Nolan? You know what? I saw that. I'm not sure who Air Nolan is, man. Let me check it out, man, because I saw that name, man, and it, oh yeah, Air Nolan. Yeah, yeah. I saw this about what two days ago. Uh, the Ohio State quarterback. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with that. They just speculating at this point. I think that's what they doing, speculating because of Georgia's situation at the quarterback position. Everybody. It's kind of like the NFL when you don't have the receivers or a team doesn't have the quarterbacks. Everybody expecting whoever don't have a quarterback or either whoever that don't have an experienced quarterback, they expecting the transfers to go to that program. I don't know why Aaron Nolan. I'm just seeing this too, so I'm not sure about it. I ain't even gonna talk too much into it, until I actually do some research on what's going on with him. But it's saying that he's predicted to possibly come to Georgia. But then again, I'm seeing that Shane Beamer is out there recruiting him also, so he may go over there too. King Brian said freshman quarterback from Ohio State. He was a top prospect. Yeah, C9 Dub. What's going on? Ain't he from Fairburn? I don't know where he from, to be honest. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, he's from Fairburn, Georgia. Yeah, he definitely is from Georgia. So he's an in-state quarterback. I feel like I don't know, man. It is what it is. I think we need to stick with Gunner right now and kind of put our faith and put our trust in Gunner at this point because Gunner is there and he's ready to rock and roll. But we just landed a transfer from Boise State not too long ago, and Hezekiah Millender, right? So or Hezekiah or Hezekiah, or however they want to pronounce it. But we landed him, and I just feel like we gonna be in the thick of things with a lot of different players. Like I said, once April hit and that transfer window open, we gonna be seeing a lot of different players being shuffled in and shuffled out. You know what I mean? It's gonna be all over the place for a little while. I think we had 21 last year going into their names in the transfer portal, and we only picked up 11 players out of the transfer portal last season. So we gonna probably be seeing players go in April, into their names in April, and some players coming in. So it's gonna be a lot to talk about. It's gonna be a lot of news on what's going on with Georgia in the spring. I agree. I think we should stick with our QB room and give Gunner the reins. Yeah, I think that's what Kirby gonna do. Like Kirby is a traditional style coach. Like he's a seniority type of coach. Like that's how I put it. Like the next person up. I don't see nobody coming to Georgia and just taking that spot. Now, if somebody come to Georgia and actually fight for it and they get the spot, it is what it is. We got to do what we got to do to give us the best chance to win football games. So I believe Kirby do believe in that, but I still do believe it's gonna be probably Gunner Stockton, and I'm kind of standing behind Gunner. I'm not even gonna lie. With after that hit he took and got right back up, after his eyes was rolling in the back of his head, after he got right back up after that, I kind of, it sealed the deal for me with Gunner as far as Gunner playing for Georgia. What is taking Dane Key so long to commit? I think what's taking Dane Key so long is him trying to weigh his options. It's probably money. Money is always, gonna be involved or in the thick of things. It's probably money for the most part. A lot of these players, man, they young. These young guys. That's what it's all about. It's not even about what a lot of the ESPN analysts be talking about as far as where a player would want to be or where he can get his start. Nowadays, I just think it's all about the money, man. It's all about the money. So Dan Key is probably trying to see where he's gonna get the most money. I think, in my opinion, that's what he's doing because anybody know at this point, as a wide receiver, any wide receiver knows that you're gonna get your start if you come to Georgia. Of course you're gonna have to compete for it, but what do you have to compete with? Let's just be honest. Especially if you like a 6'3", 6'2" guy. What is Dan Key, like 6'3", 6'4", or something like that? Like you one of those guys that can get downfield and be an X factor, or like at the end of the day, you got a spot. You have a spot at Georgia at this point. You got what's his name? Aaron Smith. He's a senior. Um, I mean, you'll have a spot. Put it like that, man. You'll have a position at the end of the day, and you probably gonna start right out the gate if you come into Georgia. At this point, we don't have a lot of depth in the wide receiver room. At least a lot of guys that's gonna be expected to play right now. Shabazz said I put 500 on UGA against Notre Dame, Georgia by 17. Oh, that's a nice little amount of change right there. But I believe we'll win. I believe we'll win also. You know what I mean? I'm not even gonna lie. I think that from watching them play Indiana, and that game was just terrible. We talked about that too in the other live. It was like a little JV, high school game or something like that. But anyway, yeah, man. Dane Key, I think it's all about the money at this point with all of these players. It's not about where they want to be or where they feel like they're gonna get their shot or they start. It's all about the money at this point, and I think that that's not as much of a good thing. But that's the way it is nowadays. It's all about money now. They done made it a business. Once you make it a business, that's what it's all gonna be about. Is a business. It's not gonna be about the culture. None of that is relevant at this point. The culture at Georgia, them buying into the culture, none of that is relevant at Georgia no more. Or at any program. It's about how much money can the program give the player to come play for them. LS said, I think UGA is really going after the Branch brothers hard because we need a wide receiver and most definitely need a safety. Yeah, I think so too. Like I think from what I seen with Pete Nakos, the insider for On Three, he is definitely saying that they're gonna make their decision before Christmas, right? So we only got 4 days to land somebody. So that's like I was saying. I know a lot of people were saying that they wanted two wide receivers, and hopefully we can get those two in Zachariah Branch and Dane Key. Hopefully we can get those two. Like I would love to land both of those guys. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I would love to land both of those guys on top of the guys that we already have. Um, if we get the Branch brothers, I'll be happy. Yeah, I'll be happy with the Branch brothers and Dan Key. Dane Key. I'll be happy with all three of them. Hopefully we can land all three. If we land Zachariah Branch, of course we're gonna land Zion. Dane Key, he like I said, you still got Auburn, you still got Dale Landon out there recruiting them. I think Shane Beamer, because he was supposed to commit to Shane Beamer coming out of high school, from what I read. So I think Shane Beamer is still out there trying to recruit him. Dan Lanning is still recruiting him. Lane Kiffin is still out there looking for him. It's somebody else too, and of course Georgia. You know what I mean? So he just at this point, I feel like he just sit back trying to figure the numbers, trying to see who's gonna give him the most money at the end of the day. But it feels like the situation with Eric Singleton. Like Eric Singleton was just buying time, just sitting back saying, "Hey man, hey, I need to see who gonna give me what I'm asking for." And I don't blame them guys, man. Hey man, get what you think you worth. You feel me? It's a business now. That's why I say, yeah, NIL is messing up the regular way of college football. But at the end of the day, man, it's a business. Once you start talking about money, paying people, it's a business. So, you can't expect me to stay committed to a job that's paying me $15 when this other job talking about giving me 20, right? So it is what it is. You're gonna go where the money is. It's just a different way of, playing football nowadays. It's different. I think we all got to get in that mindset too. Like I think most of us are still in the mindset of, man, these guys got commitment issues or they all about the money. It's a business now, man. You got to be about your money when it comes to business, right? You can't be in the business and you don't know how to, or you can't be in business and you ain't talking money. That's just what business is. It's all about the money. And these boys coming in with agents and advisors, and they coming in, and guys is like family members. It's like, hey man, they offering this, take this. So it's not just them. It's a group of people around them that's helping to advise where they should go or what they should do. You know what I mean? Eric Singleton wanted a mill plus, and he is going to get it. Yeah, he definitely going to get it. Auburn said, man, we need somebody. Auburn said we need somebody. We need to get back in the mix in the when it comes to the SEC talk. We need to get back in the mix. So they need somebody, and I get it, bro. I get it. Auburn hadn't been talked about in I don't know how long. They haven't been really good in the last. I mean, they be getting some decent recruits now. Don't get me wrong. They getting some decent recruits. They just haven't been on top as far as the SEC. They trying to get to that point, and they going for it. They going for broke. These guys don't even have to go to the NFL with the NIL money in college. Yeah, that's true. They don't. They ain't got to go. And I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. Just when I sit back and look at it and I analyze the bigger picture of this whole situation with the NIL, right? So just imagine a player, a top 100 player, might be the number one in his state, the number four or number three in college football. Why wouldn't you want that money? You deserved it, right? For one, you deserved it, and two, what if you get hurt? What if the NIL wasn't there and this person got hurt? So now he really don't have a career outside of football. Because he wasn't getting no money. So that's why I kind of feel like the NIL does help the players because if they mess around and get hurt, they can that money they was getting in the NIL, they can invest it somewhere else and have a career doing something else. So I feel like it's a good thing also that they get the money. I just feel like they gonna have commitment issues, and a lot of players is only gonna go to programs for the money. But like I say, once it became a business, we can't blame it on the players. We can't blame it on the players. You got to blame it on the college football committee. You got to blame it on them. Like, hey, why did they start NIL? But it is what it is. It's here now, so we gotta run with it. Singleton committed to Auburn. Yeah, I just talked about that. Yeah. Auburn gave him the money, man. Auburn hasn't been relevant, so they need to go over the top with getting players. Yeah. I mean, they got the money. Auburn obviously got some money, so it's not like they don't have the money to be able to go over the top. Now, it's not the time to be mad about the NIL has changed the approach of recruitment. If we have the money in our pockets, we got to pay them. Yeah, I agree with Reggie Red and Black Nation. I agree with him, man. It's no point in complaining. This is the new way of college football. NIL is here to stay. Players is going to come to Georgia or any program for the money. So let's not assume just like when I put up highlights, like the ones that subscribe to my channel, y'all know that I put up a lot of highlights of guys that commit to Georgia. So even with those guys committing to Georgia, we may not see them later down the stretch because guys gonna want to go somewhere else where they feel like they're gonna get a better chance to get more money and a start. So they trying to get their cake and eat it. I want to be able to start and get that bread. Auburn will still be Georgia whipping boys. Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. I don't think Auburn is ever gonna. And I don't know, for right now in the Kirby Smart era, I don't see Auburn really, beating Georgia. But who knows, man? Everybody is getting guys. If you got the money, like Texas, your team is definitely going to get some huge guys, some playmakers. So it just all depends on how well Georgia continues to recruit. In my opinion, got to be all in with NIL until they regulate it. Yeah, I'm all for NIL, man. At times, I had to look at it from like the bigger picture. Like I just had to look at it like, man, if I was a player and and I got hurt, that money that they was giving me, I could use that somewhere else and start a career doing something else. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it in a sense. Like I'm looking at it and like I said, the bigger picture of it. And the players feel like they want the money. They young, they 19, 20 years old. So of course they going when they see that amount of money, they gonna go for it. You gotta expect that. You're gonna see in the future a quarterback to make 10 plus 10 plus mil to stay for 1 year if the college make it to the finals. If they think, yeah, Oregon got the billionaire luxury tax with Nike. Yeah, bruh. It's all business from here on out, y'all. It's all business. So we can't expect nobody to stay at this point. It's fair game for any player right now. If it's teams that swooping in, calling them up. Hey, I'm willing to give you this. So like I said, man, if you making $15, $16 at this job, and then you got this job saying they gonna give you 20 for your worth is 20, then you gonna go where the $20 at. That's real. What's more important, the Natty or NIL? I think for some players it's the NIL, Shabazz. The NIL is more important because the Natty, I mean, what are you getting outside of a ring? And to tend to say that I was in college football and got a national championship. But that money is gonna last longer, you know what I'm saying, than telling people I want a Natty. Like at the end of the day. Like I'm gonna be real with you. What would be more important to me is the NIL. That's just my opinion. The NIL would be way more important because I know I could do way more things with that money in case of an injury. You feel what I'm saying? So if I get injured, I can't use the national championship to bounce me back. I can't use the the NIL is what I can actually use because I done already saved some money. I done already put some money up aside. You know what I mean? So I would say the NIL is more important. But I get where you're going with it, but I say the NIL is. It's just like an investment, man. You know what I mean? Players come into the college football world, money is being dished out. They like, man, shit. And obviously they got somebody advising them, probably telling them the same thing I'm talking about now. Just think of your future if you happen to get hurt. You know what I mean? If you get hurt and you take this $2 million, you straight. But if you get hurt and you only getting what $25,000 or I mean $200,000, that ain't gonna last you. So you might as well go for the big bucks. That's just my opinion. You might as well go for the big bucks, and that's what Eric Singleton did, and Auburn paid him. Auburn is gonna pay him. Now I hope that he didn't take nothing less. Especially with how his name was in the news so much for wanting that million. I hope he didn't take nothing less. But if he did take something less, then I mean, everybody got their reasons. But like I say, man, I hope that Dane Key do commit to the Georgia Bulldogs. It's no real talk about. I haven't seen any insiders talk about where he's gonna actually go. But it's being said that Georgia is definitely one of those teams that's recruiting him at a high level. Um, and it is what it is. But I definitely feel like Zachariah Branch and his brother Zion. I like I said, Pete Nakos definitely said that they will um, say where they're going to commit to before Christmas, and they saying that it's probably going to be Georgia. I haven't seen no other program outside of Georgia that they are talking about that they want to go to. Now it just could be I mean things could change, so don't hold me to my word. Things can change, but that's just what I've seen today. Like the latest news on those two guys, they saying that they're gonna make their decision before Christmas, and it's probably gonna be Georgia. So that should be a good thing for us. Dane Key got to make his decision also, because that window is gonna close. So he definitely we only got 4 days left, so they definitely gonna have to make their decision. Granted, you can't lowball players and expect to keep them when they can excel somewhere else. Yeah, like I said, bro, I don't even Winston. I don't even think it's even about excelling at this point. I think it's all about money at this point. You know, it's just all about the money. Like you might be great with like making, you might be great at this job making $15. You might be one of the best ones at the job making only $15, but that job that's paying 20, you know, you're gonna go there regardless of how good you are at the working for the person. You're gonna go there. I don't care if you don't even know the job. You're gonna go and get that $20. That's just what it is. And that's why I say I don't think it's about excelling as a player, if that's what you're talking about. I think it's just, you know, the bag at the end of the day. Go where the bag is at. Hey, do your thing. I ain't pocket watching these players. Everybody like me that's been watching college football, it kind of threw us off a little bit with the NIL. It's like, man, what the hell? They paying these players all this money. But when you start really thinking about things, it's like, okay, I understand. You know, I get it. You know, if I get hurt, I still got some money. You know, I can put my money into this and Bitcoin and all this old other craziness. You know, I can invest it into something, property or whatever. I think Nick Saban will put some bread in Kirby program to get these players, plus the boosters will help Georgia to get the Branch brothers. Watch it. I don't know what Nick Saban gonna do. I know he was looking crazy as hell with that goddamn Jeepers Creepers hat on. Boy, Nick Saban had that Jeepers Creepers hat on, man. That, you know he old, so you know he was cold as hell out there. It's crazy to think that USC is not outbidding for players. Their rich alumni list is wild. I don't think they're feeling Lincoln Riley like that. May not be. May not be. Because they also lost Bear Alexander too. They lost him too. I don't forgot where he. I don't. Did he actually commit to somebody yet? Bear Alexander. Saban ain't helping Kirby at all. He's all in with Bama. I think so. Winston, I think you're right about that one. He all in. Like even though he's not the head coach of Bama no more, I don't think he's gonna let Bama just fall off like that. C9 Dub, Oregon. Oh, he went to Oregon. Okay. Dan Lanning, man, he doing damn good over there, man. He's doing as the head coach, man. He's doing damn good over there. Kudos to Dan Lanning, you know, but he's getting those guys, man, and he's still a defensive mind. So it's the same situation with Kirby and the Georgia Bulldogs. Like, hey, man, you got a defensive mind over there, so they're gonna stay in the thick of things. They're gonna stay in college football talk. So, hey, man, kudos to him if he over there. I think Bear Alexander though he gonna go wherever he just if he don't feel right over here he gonna go here. I feel like we didn't need Bear, you know, uncommitted at the moment. They say Bear Alexander uncommitted at the moment make big mistake leaving Georgia. Classic example of grass not always greener on the other side. Yeah, yeah, that's true. King Brian Fan Brown is doing good too. Shabazz Bear Alexander was in the portal before the portal was a portal. Hey, I ain't lying, boy. That joker Bear Alexander, man. I'm glad he left Georgia. I ain't gonna lie, bro, because I mean, the way he did us, it was just crazy. The G Day, it was just that was bad, man. That was bad for business. So I was so glad that he was gone. Go over and go wherever you need to go, do your thing. Because with NIL being out here, we need guys bought into the program, bought into the standard. Like I said, it's not gonna be that so much nowadays with the NIL, but we need guys that's gonna buy into the program. And we still have a few guys a part of the team that is bought in to this to our vision at Georgia. So that's a good thing. But the NIL is going to take away from that at some point, you know. And then back to what we was talking about with the quarterback situation with Air, what is his name? Air Nolan, right? So if they bring Air Nolan on, it's gonna be man, it's gonna be beef in the quarterback room. It's gonna be big time. It's gonna be a dog fight. Like if they bring him on, of course, if they bring him on, somebody leaving, and it's probably gonna be Jaden Rashada. So me personally, I kind of like having Jaden Rashada on the bench right now, and I don't want that rivalry going on with all of those guys. I like competition in the quarterback room. Don't get me wrong, but bringing on Aaron Nolan, I feel like that's probably gonna cause stir up some mess, man, some controversy. It's probably gonna stir some controversy up, if not already stirring stuff up. So with that being said, I'll rather stick with the players that we got right now. I'd rather stick with Gunner, Jaden, and Ryan Puglisi, Zika Millender, the new guy. I'd rather stick with that crew right now. Right now. So what that is, that's you got five. Well, Jaden Rashada, Ryan Puglisi, Gunnar Stockton, Hezeka Millender. So you right now you got um, four scholarship quarterbacks right now. So that's good. You know, he always like that. Kirby Smart always like to have five. I mean, you got Ryan Montgomery, but he'll be a freshman. So of course we can't we're not going to use him. But at the end of the day, we still need one more guy, and I think Kirby will eventually bring in one more guy. I don't know when though. Mike Brown, I like Millender. Yeah, Mike Brown, man, Millender. I feel like he would be good at Georgia. We don't need to let guys like that go anywhere else. We need to learn how to keep these dual threat quarterbacks right here at UGA. We don't need to let guys like him go. You know, a lot of people watch the highlights that I put up of him, and a lot of people like him. A lot of people, feel like he'll be a good fit. But one thing we don't want to do is bring on a guy like Aaron Nolan and cause all of that controversy in the quarterback room. We don't. I don't think we need to make that move. I just don't feel like that'll be the best move. I just don't feel like that. I think we good with what we got right now. If we happen to get one next season, if we happen to get another quarterback next season in the transfer portal, that'll be cool. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I want Jada Rashada to stay, but if Gunna win us a championship, he gone, bro. Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Reggie, Red and Black Nation said, "I want Jada Rashada to stay, but if Gunna win a if Gunna win a championship, he gone." Yeah, that's probably gonna happen. If Gunna does good, if Gunna wins it and wins the job, yeah. Cause if he wins the national championship this season, if we get to the Natty and he win it, then he's definitely gone. Somebody said no transfer or high school recruit will never make more money in NIL than the best junior or senior at Georgia. Mm, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that if Gunna does win us the Natty, I'll be super proud for Gunna. I'll be super proud that we won another Natty. But if he does win us that Natty, I can see Jada Rashada being the guy to leave. He's the only 5-star back there. I don't know if people notice or know that, but he is the only 5-star that we have in the quarterback room, and he's the only one that has actual experience, game time experience. Outside of Gunna, Gunna got a little bit of experience, but Jada Rashada got more experience than all of them. So I don't see Jada Rashada staying if Gunna wins that national championship. I'm not sure that Rashada can just beat Puglisi out either. Yeah, I'm not sure either, man. I think the only thing Rashada has on everybody, in my opinion, is his arm. Um, Look, this guy Unc 218 all dog GA all day, whatever your name is, sounds like you're scared of competition. I don't know what you're talking about. Everybody that watch my channel, everybody that subscribed to me and watch the lives, they have been constantly hearing me say that I want to see a dog fight. I've said that in prior videos. Unc 218, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. You trolling right now. I've already talked about how I wanted to see competition. I wanted to see a dog fight between the guys that we have right now. So what are you talking about right now, bro? If you just gonna troll, leave my live, bro. Straight up. Leave my live. You can unsubscribe, whatever you want to do. It ain't gonna kill me. But one thing you ain't gonna do is come in my live and talk stupid. Cause that's what you're doing right now. Everybody in here knows that I've been talking about I want to see a dog fight with the quarterbacks and how I would love to see it in person. Like, what are you talking about, bro? And I noticed you've been going through my videos trying to analyze every little thing. I noticed that, but I ain't even said nothing to you. But since you in my live, I'm gonna speak to you now. Mike Brown said we need competition at every position. He about to Shabazz said he about to go to the corner for timeout. He need to go to timeout, bro. Stop hating, bro. What are you what why are you the only one being negative in the chat? Like, I already don't spoke about this. I'm scared of competition. What are you talking about? We speaking logically. If Gunner goes into well, let me go back to what I was saying about Aaron Nolan. I said I don't want Aaron Nolan to come to Georgia right now because of what it's gonna do to the quarterback room, bro. The quarterback room don't need all of that controversy at this point. We got a guy that we just now starting because of Carson Beck's injury. We don't need all that controversy in the quarterback room. We got some good quarterbacks back there. So if you bringing Aaron Nolan in right now, of course somebody's leaving, bro. We don't need quarterbacks to leave. We need these guys with the UGA, bro. At the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. When you talking about scared of competition, what does that? How am I scared of competition because I don't want players to leave? I don't get that. Anyway, man, back to what I was saying though, man. It's definitely gonna be a dog fight in that quarterback room. Gunner, for right now, we know he does have the job. Uh, like Mike Brown said, we need competition, not controversy. Facts, facts. All right, I'm gonna answer you, but after this, I'm not gonna answer you. 218, 219. So why wouldn't you want Eric Yolan to come to UGA? I just explained to you why. I just explained to you why. If Aaron Nolan comes, that means somebody is leaving, and that somebody is probably gonna be Rashada, right? So that's why I say, and I would like to see Rashada. That's my thing. I would like to see Rashada. But if Aaron Nolan commits to Georgia, if he transfers into Georgia, Rashad is gone. He's the only 5-star in there. So Rashad is gone. But most of us would love to see Rashada. I don't know who that was. Who that was? Shabazz, you got him out of here. I'm glad you got him out of here. Whoever got him out of here, get him out of here, man. For real, bro. Tired of going back and forth with clowns. Clowns, bro. This is all about a positive Georgia podcast. This ain't got nothing to do. Stop trying to be negative and troll, bro. He on timeout for 30 minutes. Let him sit on timeout for 30 minutes and rethink what he doing in the chat. How long do you think Rashada's gonna wait? If he doesn't see time next season, he may leave. Yeah, we get that. What's up, Jessica? Jessica just walked up in the live. Yeah, I get that, Ruben Lee. I get that if he doesn't get his playing time, he gonna leave. And I do get it because he's the only 5-star. Once again, I'm gonna say it again. He's the only 5-star in the quarterback room. So I do get that if Gunner does win the position or win the job, that Rashada is probably going to leave, but I just don't want another court transfer to come in and cause that controversy. I'd rather deal with, what Gunner's going to. I'd rather deal with Gunner and him and Gunner going back and forth. I'd rather deal with that versus a guy that we've not seen play for Georgia come in and cause controversy. Competition is cool. Georgia is all about being competitive, so competition is cool. But as far as bringing another guy in right now, we don't need that. We do not need that. All the backups are just one play from starting or playing. That's true. That's true. And bringing another guy in is just going it's just gonna cause. I believe so. I mean, I could be wrong, y'all. Don't take my word for it. I could be wrong. I heard he's having trouble with the playbook. Who's having trouble with the playbook? Rashada, Jessica. Another transfer will cause problems. Yeah. I mean, if y'all don't realize that somebody else, another quarterback coming in, will cause problems in the quarterback room, then something wrong with you if you don't realize that. If you don't see what's going on with Gunner Stockton getting his shot, Jaden Rashada gonna have to sit behind Gunner Stockton, and he already like, damn, in his mind, he probably feel like I'm a better quarterback than Gunner, but Gunner was the next man up. And then on top of that, you thinking about bringing in another quarterback? He like, man, I'm getting out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting out of here. So now we don't need no other transfers coming in. We good with what we got. Like I said, next season, yeah, I can understand us getting some another guy in, but for right now, we straight. We need to keep the guys that invested and committed to UGA, not just a higher guy. You're right, bro. We don't need that. Nah, we don't need it, man. I don't know what people be trying to troll talking about. Like it's common sense, bro. I'm pretty sure they knew we will recruit other quarterback when they came in. Ruben Gunner is the guy. It's his time unless he gets hurt. He takes the reins unless someone beats him out. Yeah. I mean, I don't think, to be real with you, this is the way I look at it, Ruben. I look at it like this. If Gunner wins that natty, somebody's leaving, and it's probably going to be Jaden Rashada. If Gunner wins that natty, I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion on what I think going to happen. So it is what it is. So maybe it's not so bad to get Air Nolan in if that's the case. Bringing in Nolan in now is like saying we haven't in. It's like saying what we have in the quarterback room is not good enough, and the players are going to feel like, yeah, it's going to be like a spit in the face to the players if we bring in Air Nolan right now. It's going to be like a spit in the face to everybody. Like, oh, okay, y'all ain't worth nothing. We bringing in another guy. All of these guys are sitting here waiting their time. So we need to, that's the best thing for us to have guys in here waiting their time. Let Gunner shine and let's see how far we can go with them. Yeah, definitely, Shabazz. Who am I concerned about leaving next year is wide receiver Anthony Evans. My boy definitely never got his time to shine much. He may not be as fast as Arian, but he does have speed and hands. Got to be better. Yeah, I think a lot of times with Georgia, we recruit these shorter guys, and he is a shorter. I think Anthony Evans is probably like 6 foot or 6'1". So a lot of times those little smaller guys don't get targeted as much. At least at Georgia, they don't get targeted as much. He don't have, to me, the average size of a average wide receiver or the average height. But I would love to see him get targeted a lot more. Like you said, I think he got lightning fast speed. He may not be as fast as Aaron Smith, but he does have lightning fast speed. I want to see more from him. If he does transfer, it is what it is. Because bringing on guys like Dane Key and Zachariah, somebody going in the transfer portal or somebody leaving, right? So, and I wouldn't mind it. See, in this situation with the wide receiver room, if Dan Key and Zachariah Branch come on, I wouldn't mind somebody leaving out of the wide receiver room, to be real with y'all. I wouldn't even mind it because they ain't really performing much, now. They're not performing to a high level now. So what does it mean for them to stay? It doesn't mean much for them to stay, right? So, no, I could be wrong. Jessica say Kirby has always said he wants 4 quarterbacks on scholarship. No, 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 Jessica. 5. He actually want 5. So bringing on Aaron Nolan would be the fifth person. Uh, but you know, X Man said Aaron Nolan is better than Ryan Puglisi, Ryan Montgomery, and Rashada. Oh wow, okay, okay. But like I say, man, you know, having these top quarterbacks and all of that, man, that really doesn't guarantee you a national championship. It really doesn't. You got to have a good ass defense. Damn the offense. Long as they can move the ball, I talk about this a lot. Long as they able to move the ball, you ain't got to worry about nothing with the offense. It's mostly the defense. You know, obviously you want to have a run game, and we RBU, so we always keep good running backs. But as far as trying to get these top quarterbacks and all of that, I'm really not concerned with that as much. Long as we able to move the ball, long as we stay consistent with recruiting at a high level on the defense, I think that's what all matters. You know what I mean? That's what actually matters. We need better wide receivers for Gunner. Johnny Green just walked in the live. Yeah, we know that, Johnny. You know, we all know that. It's all good. It's all good. Problem to have. Yeah, we need better wide receivers, and that's why this video is about Dan Key and Eric Singleton, right? Damn, I ain't know Zachariah was 5'11". I thought. Hold up. Zachariah 5'11". I thought no, that might have been his brother, that was actually 6'2". Uh, yeah, cause Zion is 6'2" and 210 pounds. Oh, they saying he 5'10" on 24/7. Woo! I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Man, Georgia gotta start recruiting better, man. As far as the wide receivers, at the end of the day, we recruit high on the defense, but we got to do better with the offense, man. Because these little 5'10", 5'11" guys, man, they, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to jump the gun and start talking crazy about them. 170 pounds. Wow, bro. That's small, bro. That's kind of how I feel about with Anthony Evans. Most of those small guys do not get a lot of playing time. Not in the SEC like that. They gonna put them on special teams, punt returns and all of that, slot receivers. You know, damn, X Man, he's 5'10" and he gets hurt a lot. On on his brother is taller. Yeah, his brother is like 6'2", 210 pounds. Jessica, you're right. Seems like the pro style offense guys don't pick up. Unfortunately, we are losing Starks and Dan. Yeah, we. That's a big time loss, y'all. Losing Malachi Starks and Dan Jackson is a big time blow to the defense. So that's where my point was with a live that I did before, talking about like we need to be focusing mainly on the defense, because like I said, as long as you got an offense that can move the ball, you good. But that defense need to be stout. You got to have guys like Dan Jackson, Malachi Starks, Javon Bullock, guys like that. That's gonna go after that ball. That's gonna make those big plays. You got to have those guys, man. I believe we'll get right though. Don't get me wrong. I believe we're gonna get right. Like I said, the portal opens up again in April. Shabazz, my opinion is. Oh, Shabazz said, Jessica, my opinion. I don't think Starks is going nowhere. He's not ready. Hmm. Mike said if the wide receiver is 5'11" and moves and catches like Ladd, they will play. I hope so. I hope so. That's all I can hope for with a guy that short. That's all I can hope for, because we've seen guys small like that. They don't get targeted as much. Every time we had a guy that's that small in height, that's short in height, they always on special teams, punt returns, kickoff returns. So you know, hopefully he comes over and be a major if he decides to come to Georgia. Hopefully he does well. Starks a senior or a junior. I think Starks is just a junior. think starts a junior. So I guess he'll be eligible to go into the draft, NFL draft. I guess he's eligible as a junior, but I don't know, man. It ain't been no whispers or no talk, so I don't know. He is mocked at the first safety to be drafted. Safety position is slim this year. Hey man, who knows, man? I think Bolden and Oguro starting at safety next year. Malachi and Dan gone for sure. Okay. From what I hear, Branch is pretty fast, like Arian, but better athleticism and hands. Yeah, we definitely. I'm definitely over Aaron Smith. I'm over him. Aaron Smith been with us for like five years now, and he hasn't done anything. Like for that length of time being at Georgia, he hasn't shown us really anything. He has made some decent plays from time to time, but Arian pretty much got to be wide open to make a play. If he has anybody behind him or in front of him, he's definitely dropping that ball. Sometimes he drops the ball and nobody's around. So I'm over Arian, right? I'm over thinking that Arian can produce more than what he's been being able to produce. I think this is what we get. This is from what we've seen. This is it. This is his ceiling, I guess you could say. So yeah, man, I'm kind of over Arian. If he does come back, cool. It is what it is. Like I told y'all before, if he does come back, I feel like it'll be a good thing for the wide receiver room with him being a leader. Being a senior, I feel like it'll he can help the younger players. But outside of that, I don't think Arian's gonna show us no more than what he's shown us. The lack of depth at safety is what Kirby talked about. That's why the I don't know what else you was gonna say. Why do we bring in track runners? I don't know. I don't think that we have a choice. I mean, I think players that they go where they want to go, right? So when they come out of high school, yeah, we'll recruit them, but they can choose not to come to Georgia. So we got to go with what we can get, right? And Arian has another year of eligibility. I'm pretty sure he's coming back. I'm pretty sure too. While Arian is only a couple of 100 yards away from being a 1,000 yard receiver. I ain't know that. I did not know that. We need to get you more subs, brother. This is a good show. Appreciate that, Mike. Now Ra is in the portal. Yeah. Ra went into the portal earlier? What, last week? He went to the portal. Not early last week, but I think I started seeing it Friday, if I'm not mistaken, that he was going into the transfer portal. So I saw that coming. I saw that coming, which is it's okay. We hadn't had him all season, pretty much. I think it's okay. The decommitment of Shamari Earls, Kirby said was disappointing. Oh, I'm sure that was. Does Thorson come back? I'm not sure about Thorson. But the new guy that we got behind Thorson, I mean, he was the top in the state. He was the top punter in the state. So, you know, Georgia always recruit good, no matter what the position is. So I'm just gonna put my faith in this new guy, even though we all love Thorson. We all love him. He's like one of the biggest punters in college football right now. Arian at 750 yards total. That's cool. That's cool. I mean, yeah, when you look at the numbers, yeah, I mean, who else did he have to really throw to like that? Like, I mean, yeah, you got to throw it to somebody. But I mean, we've seen, I don't know if y'all saying that to say that Aaron is a good wide receiver. I don't think that he's a good wide receiver. I think he's an okay wide receiver. But he's not Georgia's standard, in my opinion. We need George Pickens. We need guys like that that's gonna go out there and make those catches that we need them to make. You know, Jessica said we about to find out. Mike said the new punter was a quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and punter in high school. God damn. Not to get off topic, but where am I eating in New Orleans? Jessica, man. Jessica, it's so many places. I couldn't put you on one place. It's so many different places. You know, you just it's a lot of food out there. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a lot to choose from. So go out there, have a good time, and and like Shabazz said, you wrong because I know you rubbing it in, Jessica. Everybody. So if for everybody that don't know, Jessica is gonna be in New Orleans. Um, and she rubbing it in. She rubbing it in right now. Shabazz kind of yeah. I'm glad for that alley oop Shabazz because I ain't even realized she was trolling. But yeah, Jessica is in here rubbing it in. Hey, so, no better tackler than Thorson. Jessica said, "I'm really not." He. Yeah, you are, man. You rubbing it in, man. Don't even speak of New Orleans. Don't even say that about New Orleans. Question: Does Carson have a COVID year? Yeah, he do. Have have heard anything about Beck coming? I guess you're saying coming back. I think everybody is expecting him to not come back. I think I haven't heard that he wasn't me personally, but I think a lot of people is saying that because they don't want to see him come back. They want to see Gunner, and they ready for a new improved style of offense. So that's why a lot of people saying, "Nah, he ain't coming back." But if he doesn't come back, that's cool. I mean, I'll be comfortable with it, especially due to what we're gonna see against Notre Dame in this playoff game. Neo's restaurant is great, and I'll be there too. Oh, Cleveland, Clevin Jennings, man. So everybody gonna be in New Orleans, huh? Damn, I should be out there. Reggie said, exactly, bro. On George Pickens type players. Yeah, that's what we need, man. I'm tired of getting these 5'10", 5'9" guys, small frame. We need them big body guys. We need those 6'3", 210-pound wide receivers or 200 and you know what I'm saying, 100 and I don't even care if they 170, 180 pounds, but we need some tall, lanky guys. Sincere Harper just walked off in the live. Said, "What's up?" Yes, in early live. I'm off work. My day is going good today, my bro. It's live. Go Dogs. If we get Dan Key and Zach, it would be nice. Yeah. I think we might get both of them. I hope we get both of them, right? We hope we get both of them, right? Uh because we done seen what we needed to see from the wide receivers this season. Even with Zachariah, and y'all brought that up to my attention because I didn't realize that he was that short. But even with having them come over to Georgia, we need some new addition to the offense, man. We get like somebody said in the chat earlier, we need Gunner to have guys out there. We need Gunner to have help. Dane girlfriend goes to Georgia. Don't she play like softball or something? I think Dane girlfriend plays softball. So man, I think that might be the place for Dane. And it's crazy, sincere, because I saw that earlier today. I saw him. Matter of fact, I was on his IG, and I'm like, let me get on his IG and see if he's alluding to coming to Georgia or anything. So I seen some pictures, and I'm scrolling through. I'm like, oh, that his little girlfriend. I think she plays softball at Georgia. So it's more than likely Dane Key might be the stop for Dane Key. That might be his stop, man. Which is a good thing for us. We need it, bro. Right? We need it. And we need to see electrifying plays on offense. It don't got to be great plays. It don't have to be the best. We don't have to have um the best offense in college football. I'm not looking forward to having that. I'm because I believe that like I've been saying, as long as you have a offense that can move the ball, I'm comfortable. We was doing that in 21 and 22. 21 and 22, the defense were 10 times better than the offense, right? That's what we was relying on for the most part. Even though steady was moving that ball majority of the time, the defense was what we relied on for the most part. How tall is Dane? Like 6'2". Yeah, I think Dane like 6'2". Yeah. Dane is good, and I seen his highlights, and he tall. That's what we need. We know we need that. Kirby know we need that. He know we need that. We gotta have those linky guys. You gotta got you. I mean, you gotta have a 50-50 guy. And when you got guys like Arian and Dylan Bell, I really don't like to speak bad on Dylan. I really don't like to speak bad on Dylan. I mean, he was dealing with an injury this season, but I don't like to speak bad on him. But Dylan is another one of those guys that's probably like, how tall is Dylan? Like 6 foot. Let me see how tall Dylan is. Dylan Bell. Dylan Bell is let's see, 6'1". So he's not that short, but he's not 6'2", 6'3", right? I like Dylan Bell, honestly. Even though we haven't his performance haven't been the best this season, Dylan Bell was my favorite in the wide receiver room this season. He was my favorite guy because he was able to do everything. He's very athletic. He's able to do any and everything, right? And I see a lot in Dylan Bell. I see if he can get right and can get to keep his health together, Dylan Bell will play an intricate part on the offense. Imagine having Dane Key, Kobe Young. Oh my God, right? Having Dane Key and Kobe Young. Oh my God, I can't wait till we get to that point though. But yeah, I think Bell would be better at running back. Oh man, I said that when I first saw his run. When they had him running out the back, I said that same thing, Mike. He would be good at running back. Dylan is built like Debo Samuels. Yeah, he's very physically built. Like he's stocked. Like he's muscular. Like that's what I like. I like to see guys with some type like Arian Smith is like a toothpick, man. No, I don't mean to talk about the man, but he's a toothpick. I've seen so many plays with Arian Smith. If somebody is behind him, in front of him, and sometimes not even around, Arian drops the ball. Like he's just not a great wide receiver, And I feel as if Dylan is a better receiver, would be a better receiver. I just think uh, Arian's stats is the way it is because I mean Carson ain't have much to go. He ain't had nobody to go to really. I don't think Arian can get no better than what he is right now. Notre Dame's better player is out for the Sugar Bowl. Man, I don't care. Jessica, I don't care if he was in for the Super Bowl. I'm ready. We ready. You know, we ready. You know, Jessica said put tape on his hand. They need to put something on his hand. Super glue, gorilla glue, duct tape, something. Cause that boy can't hardly catch, man. And Carson was targeting him. That's my thing. You getting targeted over and over, game after game, and you just consistently drop the ball. So I'm like, man, I'm over you, bro. I'm not mad at you. I'm just over you. I'm overthinking about what you can bring to the offense. Notre Dame defense lineman out and and is their best. Oh wow. I know we they lose, they gonna say I guess you said I know if they lose, they're gonna say we didn't have so and so. Oh yeah, that's always though. I notice Arian has a tendency to drop for balls that are thrown chest level. And most of the balls that he dropped is catchable, which is this is crazy to me. Like my thing is you as a wide receiver coming out of high school, but this goes back to this too. I had to remind myself in my head, like Arian was more of a track guy. When he was in high school, he ran track. Um, I don't really recall much of him being. I don't even know how high of a recruit he was coming out of high school, but he was more so a track guy, also, right? So that in his defense, that probably is why he's not as good as a wide receiver. But at the same time, I don't feel like you can teach how to catch. Like when you throwing football with your cousins or your brother or your dad, yeah, they teaching you how to catch. But if you're going into college football, going to Georgia, You shouldn't need to be taught how to catch. Like that shouldn't be what you should be learning. You should be learning the playbook, and routes. You shouldn't be there learning how to catch. Like if we got to teach you how to catch, you don't need to be there. I just feel like as a wide receiver, catching shouldn't be the problem. That should not be the problem. If we have any problem at wide receiver, catching shouldn't be it. That should come with being a receiver. Like that should be automatic. Kirby did Beck dirty by surrounding him with the receiver group. How Spank, he just walked in the live. Shout out to Spank. But Spank, you said Kirby did Beck wrong, surrounding him with this receiving group. Who else we was gonna surround him with? Spank. And this ain't me, coming at you. This is me being honest. Who else was Kirby gonna surround him with? Like that's all we had, in my opinion. Come on, Spank. That's what Spank said. Spank said Kirby did Beck dirty by surrounding him with a bad receiver group. You don't get a pocket quarterback. Damn, I think Shabazz done got him out of here. Somebody got him out of here. Shabazz done got him out of here. All right. Well, I was just gonna go back and forth with him for a little bit just to really see if he was trolling or not. But if you felt like he was trolling and you wanted to kick him out, hey man, it is what it is. You a moderator. If you feel like he trolling, put him out. But at the end of the day, I don't know. Oh, he deleted it. He retracted the message. I thought he got kicked out. No, he said he got a pocket passing quarterback and surrounded him with mid receivers. Uh, I mean, I don't know what you mean, bro. You're saying that Kirby did it intentionally? I don't think Kirby would do something like that intentionally. I think Kirby is a winner. So Kirby want to do what he can do to, have guys in that's going to help win us games. I don't think Kirby intended. Are you saying Kirby intentionally did it? Carson knew what he was getting when he came back. Kirby have young talent at wide receiver, but rarely use young guys. Kirby could have bought a big time receiver. I don't know, man. Spank. I mean, I don't know. I don't really go against Kirby much, bro. Like on my channel, I'm unbiased, but I don't like to go against Kirby too much. Like sometimes I have my issues with him, but I don't know. I don't think Kirby intentionally surrounded him with bad players. Like I don't think that's the problem. I think we just didn't land any top guys. We didn't. We just didn't get any. We didn't get. We didn't. We did recruit them though. We did recruit. We most of the time we're recruiting high level wide receivers. It just depends on if those guys come to Georgia or not. I don't think it has nothing to do with Kirby Smart though. That's kind of like a weird thing to say. Armando TV just walked in live. Shout out to Armando TV. He says Spank. He says Spank. Beck could have also had taken a pay cut so Kirby could have brought him some elite receivers out of the portal. I don't know, man. I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't know. I highly doubt that Kirby surrounded him with bad receivers. I think Kirby just used what he had. And he did damn good. They did damn good, this season with the guys that we even with all of the drops, interceptions, we still, beat most of the teams on the schedule, over 30 points. So yeah, we don't have no highly recruited wide receivers or anything right now. I mean, but it is what it is. We had what we had. Y'all don't start the Carson hate. Come on, man. Yeah, that's true, man. Like let's not do that. Plus, it's not Kirby's fault that Rara and Kobe Young couldn't stay out of trouble. That's a big fact. What Armando TV just said. Kirby, it's not Kirby's fault that Thomas and Kobe Young is out here committing crimes. It's not Kirby's fault. You know what I mean? AJ Jackson said he had elite wide receiver in the transfer portal, but two got kicked off the team. Facts. So we can't say that it's Kirby's fault, right? We can't do that. That's not Kirby's fault. Like I say, they are consistently recruiting guys at the wide receiver position, but it's up to those players to want to come to Georgia. Kirby don't really have no he don't really have no say over that. That's up to the player. You know, he's saying surrounding him with bad players, bad receivers. I think he's surrounding him with guys that give us the best chance to win ball games because it's a lot of you got to remember it's 21 receivers in all. So, you know, I guess Kirby is just doing what he's supposed to do. Like he's just trying to give the best guys a chance. Wasn't elite though. He has 100 yards and one touchdown last year, and Kobe wasn't anything special either. Come on, yeah, I don't know, Spank. You gonna have to deal with this. You gonna have to deal with the chat, Spank. You know, not Kirby's fault. ETN drive fast either. The guys have. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel like we was just working with what we had, man. Like Armando TV brought up the fact that Thomas and Kobe Young, they got into those legal situations and we had to play with what we had. Like we had to use the guys that we have, you know. And obviously Kirby Smart feel like they give us a better chance than anybody else that's sitting on the bench. You know what I mean? So what can you do? I can't. I'm not gonna blame Kirby. I'm not gonna. I don't have a reason to blame him. Like I don't have a valid reason to blame Kirby Smart for our receiver core right now. And then you got to think too, man. Georgia is not the normally is not the place to come when it comes to the wide receivers. Like we hope every season that we get those highly recruited and talented guys, but most guys go to other places. Like you know that is it's their choice. It's not like Kirby can make them come to Georgia. No wide receiver wants to play for Bobo. The most offense is built around the run first and play action. That could be one of the reasons too. UGA had only one 1,000 yard wide receiver in history, and people still on that. Hey man, listen, man. At the end of the day, we can say what we want to say about Georgia's wide receiver room, um, about Mike Bobo and players not wanting to play. For one, man, these guys are young, man. A lot of these guys don't even know Mike Bobo like that. Like a lot of these guys are like you got to think these guys are 19, 18, 19 years old. What do they really know about Mike Bobo? I don't think they know much about Mike Bobo. I think they know about the program itself and that the program hasn't really put a lot of big time players in the NFL. I know that. I know that they may see that, but I don't think they see anything with Mike Bobo or Kirby Smart. I just think they see the money and they also see, well, will I be watched on Sunday if I go to Georgia? Losing and Kobe is what really hurt Beck's season. Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. Like everybody knows that if they come to Georgia, they gonna if you come to Georgia as a defensive player, you're gonna get your shot. You're gonna do your thing. Well, sometimes you'll get your shot. And that's where you come to get your development, the running back position and the defense. But I think that may be the reason why a lot of big time players do not come to Georgia is because of that reason. They don't see a lot of players coming from Georgia, um, as far as the wide receiver position. Spank was in trouble after 2 games. Yeah, I mean we can say this, we can say that, we can go back and forth and all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, I believe in my coach. I believe that he's gonna put the right person in And that it is what it is. I mean, we've won two natties back to back. You know how hard that is to do nowadays. We won them back to back, and we had the player that gave us the best chance to win. We had the players in, and I don't think he doing nothing like. I mean, why would he do something to lose? Like I don't see that happening. Lad is balling, and he was only a 3 star. That's why they say stars don't really matter, AJ, because it's just some guys got it and some guys don't. Some guys don't do as well in high school, and then they come to college and they ball out. It just happens that way. It happens that way with the 5 star guys also. Like sometimes they come in as a 5 star and they don't look like it, right? We can go back to Matt Landers. I think Matt Landers was like a high 4 star or whatever, but I mean, he was not the guy. He couldn't. I don't even know what Matt Landers doing right now, but it is what it is. Winston said, not for lack of recruiting big time receivers. Watch out for the recruits coming in this year. I think that's going to be one of the main targets from here on out is recruiting high at a high level with the quarterback position as well as the wide receiver position. We have been doing it for years with the defense. Obviously, we've been doing it for years with the running back position. Now it's time to start working more so on the quarterback position, excuse me, having a dual threat and having some big body, tall, lanky wide receivers. I think Kirby, and Mike Bobo them, I think they know what's going on. I mean, they've been coaching long enough to know what's going on, right? That star don't mean nothing really. Landers and D Rob were both busts here at UGA. Right. Right. The stars don't really mean much, man. I mean, it does in a sense because when we see it with those guys coming in, we automatically, oh, is Kirby recruiting them? So it does mean something in a sense, and you don't see a whole lot of 5 star busts, but it has been some, right? So at the end of the day, that's why saying that you got a 4 or 5 star, you thinking you're gonna be the best team in college football, that doesn't always mean anything. More than likely you'll have a better chance of winning, ball games if you get those type of guys in. But as we said with Landers and D Rob, like, hey man, they turn into busts. So it's all about the development at the end of the day. But one thing you can't do is teach a person how to catch. I don't believe you can teach a person, yeah, when you're young, but if you play, saying all through high school and you come to college and you still can't catch, then that's a problem. You might want to switch positions, right? You might not want to stay at that position because I mean you're not good at that. Just because you are a wide receiver coming into college football does not mean you're going to be good at that position. And I think goes back to Aaron Smith. I think that's what's happening with him. He's not very good as a wide receiver. Bobo recruitment history of quarterback should be the topic. Why? Why does Bobo recruitment history need to be the topic? Um, a lot. What makes AJ? What makes you think that Kirby? Um, what makes you think that with Kirby hiring Mike Bobo? What makes you think that? I'm trying to say this the correct way, but do you think that Kirby just don't know what's going on, or do you think he clueless to Mike Bobo's track record and things like that? I think, like I said, I think I like to think that Kirby is making the right choices, because if we keep thinking that every little thing is a problem, then we just gonna continue to just be rambling on and on and on about, oh, Mike Bobo didn't do this, and like even with the play calling, like a lot of people, every time we throw an interception, it's the play calling. That's not play calling. That, in my opinion, that's not play calling. You have an experienced quarterback. So I don't think play calling really has anything to do with interceptions. I think a lot of people just want somebody to blame. So, Bobo is the guy. Bobo is the guy. We so hyped up on how Todd Monken was running at offense. Todd Monken and Mike Bobo are two different guys, man. They're two different coaches. So we got to give Bobo a shot, man. You need to call Kirby and put him on the show. Is, is they in New Orleans now? Yeah. They heading out there, man. They get right now. I'm not trying to bother Kirby. I ain't trying to bother him right now because I know he got his head in the game. AJ, remember Bobo recruited Stafford, Murray, and Eason. I say that's damn good resume. That is a damn good resume. That is. He hit that Armando be on it, boy. He hit that on the head. It was a lazy hire. Bobo was picked over Buster. It's crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't think the play calling is really bad for Georgia this season. I just don't see the play calling being bad this season. Like maybe you seen things that I hadn't seen, and maybe it's things that you didn't like, but it is what it is, man. Get a man a shot, AJ. Come on, man. Get a man a shot, man. People needs to understand what is today. It's not recruiting now. It's shopping. Yeah, get a man a shot, man. Give Bobo a shot, man. Come on. Dang, everybody on Bobo head, man. Everybody on Bobo head. Like, hey, like I said, the play calling wasn't bad this season. We still crushed teams, even with throwing multiple interceptions. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. We crushed a team twice. The team predicted to be the best team in the SEC. First, like we crushed them. I mean, we didn't crush them the second time, but hey, man, it is what it is, man. Mike Bobo doing what he got to do. Look at what Bobo had to work with. We still won. Oh, Jessica, you hit that on the head. You nailed that, Jessica. You nailed that. Look what Bobo had to work with, and we still in the playoffs. Come on now, Jessica. Hey, Jessica, she got a good point. Bobo, look what Bobo got to work with. We had to work with injured running backs, injured wide receivers not playing to their best ability, wide receivers not being that good. Like that's a hell of a job for a guy like Bobo. Bobo didn't recruit Deshaun Watson or Cam Newton. All right, AJ, you got it, man. You got it. The only thing that I wish they would cut back on the wide receiver bubble screens. Defenses are seeing it before it happens. Yeah, I think that's due to what's been happening lately with the interceptions. I think that's why they throwing those screens. Bobo would do what's best for Georgia. He always will. He is a dog till he dies. Just a fact. And Kirby, yeah. Like we talked about that before. What's up, man? See, we talked about that before. Bobo and Kirby are from Georgia. They both played at Georgia, man. They I feel like they feel like they got an obligation to Georgia. So I don't think that Bobo is going to be the reason. I just don't feel like that. I think the level of the talent of players will be the reason we win or lose. Wide receiver dropping passes, our quarterback throwing interceptions and injuries all year. Facts, Jessica, facts. That's the truth. You got to count that. We can't sit up here and be complaining about Bobo when you don't have a good offense from the start. Like you don't have anything to work with from the jump. So this wouldn't be the season to really criticize Bobo. I would say next season probably would be the season to if you're going to criticize him. I would say next season would be. Don't forget the injured offensive lineman. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This season ain't really the season to criticize him. Bobo did more with less talent this season. You have to give MB his props. Yeah, you do. You got to. I mean, just think about it, man. Look at our track record this season, man. We've been winning, beating teams, scoring over 30 points. Like with a trash, in my opinion, a trash offense. Irish best player out of the Sugar Bowl, run it down their throat. Scott Anderson, what's up? Yeah, like man, my thing is I don't want this whole thing about us criticizing our OC. Like that's the last thing we need. We need everybody bought in. This is the time to be bought in right now. We in the his first time his first season back as the OC, he got us in the playoffs. So, like I say, to me, it's all about talent. It's not about Mike Bobo at this point. It's about talent. And like I said, if you're gonna criticize him, let's see what we're gonna criticize. Let's see about next season with the guys that we got next season, because we got some good guys next season, and that'll be the better time to criticize him. He lost Brock and Ladd. That was half our defense. Facts. Facts. So like it ain't like Bobo was somewhere else. He was already at Georgia before he became the OC. So it's not like he was somewhere else and he just came in and just don't know how to run Georgia's offense. No, I mean obviously he's been the OC prior to this season. He's already years ago, and like Bobo, like Armando TV said, he recruited and Aaron Murray, Matthew Stafford. I mean Jacob Eason. So all of those guys were good quarterbacks. You know, so that's what I'm saying. Like I get, those seasons back then was kind of hectic for us, but I think the level of talent is better nowadays. I think our talent level is, I mean, it's different. It's just different all around. That was then, this is now. So, how do you feel about our chances of landing Dan Key and Zachariah? Honestly, I hope we land both of them. We've been talking about that in the live. We've been going for about an hour and well, hour and 25. We've been talking about it. I think Dan Key and Zachariah would be a good fit. I think we need them. I don't think we need to let them slip through our fingers, but if one slip through, it is what it is. We talked about how Dane Key, his girlfriend already plays softball for Georgia. He's been taking, I've seen a couple of pictures, and I'm like, whoa, now that might be his destination. So we probably will land Dane Key, but I know Zachariah and Zion, they are a package deal. So if Kirby and UGA can swing that, that'll be good for us too. 37 people are in here. Hit the like button. It's free. Hey, appreciate that, Shabazz, man. Yeah, hit the like button, y'all. Like, come on, man. We like what we doing right now, man? I'm trying to do the best that I can. I'm trying to give y'all the best show that I can give y'all, and y'all won't even hit the like button, man. It's free to hit the like button. Get me right, man. Get us in the algorithm, man. Appreciate that, Scott. Get us in the algorithm, man. We talking big dog talk right now. We talking big dog. That's what the lives is about. Just to talk about this dog talk. You know what I mean? Whatever goes, it's dog talk. I'm confident we get Key, but I doubt we get the Branch brothers. Oh, I don't know, Armando. I've been seeing that Pete Nako saying that he's predicting. He's the on three insider. He's saying he predicting both of them to come to Georgia. So you probably right. You probably right, Armando. But I don't know. We ain't got but 4 days, 3 days really. I think the 28th. The 28th is this when it closed. So we got some big time to recruiting to do. Hit the like button, y'all, man. And if you want to donate to the channel, man, you can send me a super chat or hit the Cash App $ Major Quee. It just helps the channel grow. So, keep me in here, man. We want to keep this thing going, man. I just bought a new laptop for y'all. And I got a whole nother laptop. I just bought a new laptop for y'all so we can continue to keep this thing going, keep this congregation going, keep this bulldog congregation going in the chat. Shout out to the whole chat, man. Shout out to the whole chat, for showing love, coming in, showing love, everybody being respectful and positive to each other. That's what I like on my channel, you know. So everybody everybody shout out each other, man. Everybody's in the chat. I'm gonna shout out a few of y'all. Hopefully, I get everybody, man. Shout out to Armando TV, Main C, Scott Anderson, X-Man, Mike Brown, Shabazz Ali, Clevin Jennings. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that right. Who else? Dwayne Street walked in and said, "Go Dogs." AJ Jackson. I think Spank Melperton was a troll, but I ain't seen him back yet. Man, yeah, King Brian, Jessica, Cato. Shout out to all y'all, man, that's been showing me love in the chat, man. James Bond just walked in the door. We aren't getting anyone you ever heard of. What you've ever? We aren't getting anyone you've ever heard of. James Bond. What do you mean by that? What do James Bond mean by we aren't getting anyone you've ever heard of? Does anybody know what he's talking about with that one? I really don't know what you mean by that. No big names. Okay, no big names. I don't know. I don't know. As far as what we've seen, Dane Key is being, he's predicted to come. They talking highly about Zachariah and Zion. So I don't know, man. Did you hear something that we didn't hear, James Bond? I don't know. Now I'm being serious. Did you hear something that we didn't hear? Because as far as what we hearing, you know, Main C said, I don't mean any big names. That's cool. I don't mean any big names. That's cool, bro. Just any more depth. Are you streaming the game up here? What do you mean, Shabazz? Are you streaming the game up here? He was talking to me, fam. Okay, shout out to Jessica, man, my loyal subscriber, Jessica, man, sending the $10 cash app. I appreciate you for donating to the channel. Like I said, it just helped the channel grow. And every so often, I change up things on my screen and try to make it, look more presentable to the fan base, and you know. But I do appreciate you for sending that cash app, Jessica. We are zero for everyone so far. I mean, that's everybody got their opinion. I mean, that's your opinion, James Bond. I'm not a troll. It's just my opinion. Hey, man, everybody got opinion. I'm not knocking you for your opinion. Spank, we know it just came off a little high. Yeah, it's just like this, man. We're over here at the dog house. We dedicated to the Georgia Bulldogs. And a lot of times, man, I don't like to see negativity, when it comes to the dogs. I always speak about being non-biased on my channel because I am non-biased. And I do criticize my team when we should be, when it's time to criticize them. But certain things I just be feeling like, okay, like kind of pointless to talk about. You know what I mean? But hey, everybody got their opinion. I appreciate you jumping back off in the live if you did leave out. But anyway, yeah, I thank you. I'm newer to the channel. What is your backstory, football player? My backstory is like this. I'm glad that you asked because a lot of people don't know much about me, but um, I I think I started playing football probably. I think Pop Warner like at the rec center or something like that. Like I think I started when I was like 9 or 10, and played on up to I think I want to say high school, but I started running around with a lot of different guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know some people in the chat probably can feel where I'm coming from with that. Like I started running around with a lot of guys and really just didn't have the interest of being a football player no more. I think I didn't like the discipline. I was out doing what I wanted to do, running around, drinking, doing. So I kind of lost the sense of wanting to be a football player. But I was an inside linebacker as well as a running back and was damn good. I'm not just saying that because it's me, but I'm telling you, I was damn good at it. It was hard to bring me down at running back. You know what I mean? But like I said, I got off track, man. Once I got to high school, I got off track real bad. I finally had got my little car, had my little girlfriend, and I just wasn't interested in playing football as much, but still love the game. So that's my little story for the night. You know what I mean? Um, Kirby has had his hands full, ready for the playoffs. That's right, Mike. Yeah, we got 20 people still off in the live. As far as on my end is saying, we got 20 people in the live. We doing damn good with the live, man. Like I said, I appreciate everybody. Uh, Main C said, "Life be life, and it do, bro. Life do be life, and I'm telling y'all, like I was, hold on, I'm gonna get back to what you were saying, Main C. I just seen an article that was published a couple of hours ago that states that Zach is committing to the Georgia Bulldogs the incoming days. That's what I've been talking about. But James Bond don't believe that they coming. Hey, we all have a story, so the channel is for the love of football and go Dogs. Appreciate that. Yeah, man, my life story was a little up and down, like a roller coaster. You know what I mean? So, I got to the point, like I said, when I got in high school, I didn't really want to deal with school. Like, so it was just a lot going through my mind at the time. I was dibbling, dabbling in the different things in the street world. So, the street world kind of took over for the most part. I wanted to be out in the street more than have that discipline of being on a team and be listening to a coach and yelling at it. Because back in the day, they used to be screaming at us, hollering. I don't know how they do now. But anyway, I really wasn't ready for that discipline. And I think especially once I got to like the ninth grade and I realized like if you didn't come to spring training and all that, like you had to run those laps and all that, man, I just wasn't for it, man. By that time, I was already, like I said, playing around in the streets like that. I was like, man, I ain't got time for this. I should have stayed. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I should have stayed playing. It would have gave me more discipline than what I had because I didn't have a real father figure in my life. So football could have been, filled that void or whatever. But it is what it is, man. God had another plan for me. Man, see what you laughing at, man. What you laughing at, man? What is you laughing at, man? See? What did I say that was funny, brother? I'm trying to tell my life story, y'all. I'm trying to, give you. I'm trying to tell you what happened with me, man. I'm trying to give you information on the less fortunate. Yeah, I did. I did, bro. I said I ain't had time for it, bro. Like, you know how it is, man, going to school, man, and you got your little car, you got your girlfriend, like you ain't you know what I'm saying? Like you not really see most of these kids be having like mom and dad really pushing them. Some of them don't have mom and dad really pushing them and really being behind them. I'm not saying my mom's went behind me, but she wasn't into like football or nothing like that. So like she encouraged me to continue to play, but for the most part, she was all about grades and was all about me making sure my grades was good. So she asked me the question, did you want to continue to play football or you want to focus on your grades? Now I kind of lied to her and said I want to focus on my grades, which I really wasn't thinking about no grades. I just didn't care about the discipline. I didn't like the discipline, you know. But I still feel like I should have stayed and got that discipline and that training that I needed to become a strong young man. But it is what it is. Like I said, God had another plan for me, baby. How do you feel about GA's D line against Notre Dame? We may need our defensive line effort. They have a pretty good quarterback, very big and mobile. Um, I think we'll do all right. I think we'll do all right, Ruben. I don't think we got that much to worry about. I think we've ran into a couple of mobile quarterbacks this season, and I think we'll be all right. I think we're gonna adjust. I had both, but they told me a hard make a hard. Oh, you saying a hard head make a soft? What you saying? I had both, but they told me a hard make a soft ice. A hard head make a soft ass. I guess that's what you're trying to say. Yeah, man. I like I say, man. I feel like it's best to have both parents in the household to kind of encourage the kid to continue with sports and continue with something that builds structure because I didn't have it. You feel what I'm saying? This ain't no sob story. I'm not trying to give an excuse, but it is what it is. I didn't really, like I say, my mom wasn't really into football, but she never discouraged me from playing. And I didn't have my dad around, so I didn't have nobody to really like push me into continuing to play football. But I did have some stuff pushing me to continue to be in them streets. I did have that. You know what I mean? That might have not been the best choice, but it is what it is. I took that road, and I'm doing good right now. I'm looking fresh. My skin is looking clean. I ain't, I'm good. So it's not a big deal. But I kind of do wish I did stay playing football because I feel like football does build, a lot of character in the play, and it does help you build structure. And which team concerns you the most? Ohio State, Oregon, and the third matchup with Texas. Ohio State, Oregon, or a third matchup with Texas. Uh, that's hard, Armando. That's a hard question, bro. Uh, that's a tough one because a third matchup, of course, they gonna come for blood. Texas will come for blood, but hmm, I don't think I want to see a third matchup. That's what I will say. I don't think I want to see a third matchup. And I'm not saying that because I'm scared or nothing like that. I just feel like we done beat them twice already. I don't want to see them again. You know, our defense got some good rest. I think they'll be on top to run game, on top of the run game. Okay, Ohio State and Oregon are the only threats in my opinion. Armando, Shabazz said Armando, OSU, uh, man, yeah, yeah, because Ohio State did look pretty decent, man. They did look pretty decent, but Georgia ain't Tennessee either, right? Uh, that boy Nico, man, man, like they was all over him, man. Like, I, and I don't see them being all over Gunner Stockton like that. Gunner Stockton, they probably are gonna try to be on top of him if we happen to play them, but. Man, that Nico, man, I felt bad for him out there. Like at least in the first half, because I don't even think I watched the second half. But that first half, man, his helmet got cracked. Then I think they came back in the next play or two and sacked him again. And I was like, oh man. Macy said Tennessee didn't show up at all. They definitely didn't, bro. Like nobody showed off. Nobody showed up, man. This playoff season, this playoff this season was not the business. Like I didn't enjoy it at all. Like neither one of those teams. Nobody. It was nobody in the playoff. I felt like should have been there. With Clemson, they shouldn't have been there. Tennessee shouldn't have been there. Yeah, man. It was just like it was hard to watch. That's why I only watched the first half. I only went live and watched the first half with y'all because I knew I wasn't gonna watch that second half. I knew I wasn't gonna watch that second half. I watched the first half just to see who was gonna be up at the half, and once I realized who was gonna be up at the half, I knew that was who was gonna win the game. Just due to the way they both was playing, I knew that if whoever was up in the first half was gonna win the game. So yeah, Tennessee got a lot of work to do. Uh, like Mondo TV said, Nico soft. I mean, bro, it was. I felt bad for him, and I don't normally feel bad for Tennessee quarterbacks, but I felt bad for bro. Notre Dame doesn't have a running game. They played a weak team. They definitely did, because Indiana shouldn't have been there either. Indiana should not been there. I mean, that was terrible. Like I said, it was hard to watch. Like we looking for some good playoff games, but that was like damn high school games, man. What Tennessee scored? 17 points? Like, where they do that at? Nico was cold. Nico probably was cold, man. But it get cold in Tennessee too, so I don't see that being a problem for Nico. I just don't see Nico as being I don't feel like he's played to his best ability yet. I mean, he can obviously run a little bit, and he definitely can throw. So if he can put that together, I think he's still a freshman, right? So if he can put that together, and I think he'll be a good quarterback. I don't know how good, but I think he'll be a decent quarterback. But he was getting his ass towed up out there. Boy, they was hitting them, but they cracked his helmet. At first, in real time, I didn't see it, but when they went and showed the replay and they showed the crack on the, I'm like, damn, boy, they ain't playing with Nico out there. They trying to kill him, and we need that same effort from our defense. We need it against Notre Dame. We want that same type of effort. What was SMU doing? That team was a glitch Madden team. They embarrassed the SEC. They to me they did. Yeah, that was terrible. I was not expecting that from Tennessee at all. Even from Clemson. Like I wasn't expecting Clemson to not play good. Like, they played decent, but I was expecting more. But this season, man, the playoffs was horrible in my opinion. It was like mediocre. It's like playing a regular game, a regular season game. It didn't feel like the playoffs. The playoffs normally, you into it. But like I said, I cut it off in the first half, both games. Notre Dame started defensive lineman will Notre Dame starting defensive lineman will miss game and rest of CFP. Oh well, that might be a good thing for us. I didn't give a damn who played. I wanted to knock some heads off. I didn't care who played Georgia or who was in or not. I'm ready to see a good game. That's all I'm ready to see. I'm ready to see with the amount of rest that we were able to get, how well we can dominate this team. With the amount of rest and the amount of adjustments we're going to have to make, obviously making adjustments with the quarterback position. Um, I just really want to see how well we're going to play with having all of this time off to chill and get a little break. But I definitely believe we're winning. Like, with or without starting players, I believe we're winning. Regardless if they got a dual threat quarterback, we'll have something for him. I believe that we're gonna make him throw the ball. We're not gonna let him run all over us. We're gonna make him throw the ball. That's just my predictions. I don't think that Georgia is gonna allow him to run all over us. But we'll have to see, right? But look, check this out, man. I've been going for an hour and 45 minutes, man. It's 5:45. I started at 4. I'm gonna try to read some of these comments before I get out of here. Winston said, "Good news." LOL. My son says he wants to see good game. Also, I always say good games is a blowout, so my blood pressure don't go up. I know that my mine definitely be going up. I'm hoping that it wasn't too much rest. Yeah, true that. I blame that on Tennessee fan base talking about planting the flag on Ohio State field. Was they drunk? I don't know. He probably was a little tipsy. You better have been drunk the way they was getting beat up. I'm sure they was drunk out there. Shoot, I'd have been drunk out there the way they were getting beat up. I swear, boy, this season, boy, I took a shot every time we threw an interception. Every time Carson threw it in the damn session, I took a shot. God, I mean, let me take another one. Every time, man. I was feeling damn good by the time the game ended because we because we would win them. You know what I'm saying? We would win the game. So it's like, damn, man, we throwing all these interceptions, but we still winning the game. But Georgia defense is licking their chops. They better be. Georgia defense better come to hunt. I know Kirby gonna get them boys in check. I know he gonna have them in line. So I ain't really too much worried about it. Like I said, we don't ran up against a couple of teams this season with dual threat. I think everybody been dual threat quarterbacks. At this point, that's just how it is in college football. So I'm not really concerned with a quarterback being able to run. We've done dealt with that multiple times with Jalen Milrow. Obviously, we lost to him, the 2 times, but I think we prepared for that. I think that's going around in the defensive room now. Like, hey, we got to be able to stop these running quarterbacks. He said, "Bro, you 2 minutes behind. It's 5:48 in Charlotte." Oh man. Okay. Well, it's 5:47 here. But anyway, man, I appreciate everybody jumping off in the live. I especially appreciate all the people that constantly come and rock with me. Like Shabazz Ali, King, Brian, and everybody. I'm not gonna say just certain people, everybody that come in the chat and show love and comment. I appreciate everybody, and I definitely appreciate Jessica for sending that $10 cash app. Anything helps, you know what I'm saying? If you're a subscriber and you can help the dog house grow, you can send me a super chat or send me a cash app. Anything helps. It's all gravy. Said, yo, it's all gravy 912, man. I'm about to check out, man. Maybe you could catch the next live. Don't know when I'm gonna go live again, but we done talked for a whole hour and some change. I'm getting tired. You know what I mean? I'm having fun with y'all, but I got to get back to what I'm supposed to be doing. Mike Brown, Merry Christmas and go dog. Merry Christmas to everybody in the chat. I'm about to get out of here. I appreciate all y'all for, coming to chill with me today or tonight. But I'm about to get out of here. Hopefully everybody have a great night and a Merry Christmas. Go Dogs.